game of the year. It's nearly here. I think nowadays, I guess everyone kind of sees the Game Awards as the main kind of the main thing for the Game of the Year stuff. But before even the Game Awards existed, and it's celebrating its 42 anniversary this year, there was a thing called the Golden Joystick Awards, and I used to read up about this mostly in magazines back in the day, because it's been around for so long, and you would find out like what the Game of the Year was like officially by an award ceremony kind of thing through the Golden Joystick Awards. But it may give like a precursor for what we're probably going to get in terms of the main like nominees for the Game Awards when that comes in December and stuff. I don't know when the Game Awards are going to announce the nominees. I would assume it's probably going to be this month in November at some point. But this will give maybe some indication of who the front runners are. So if you want to know that, stay tuned. 2024 Golden Joystick Ultimate Game of the Year. Wow, they've really they tried to put themselves away from the Game Awards, I guess, by saying ultimate. I mean, we say ultimate in nearly everything in fucking games, like the ultimate edition of something. Like, it's a very gamer term. There's a lot of these gamer terms that we have. Ultimate definitely being one of the ones that is kind of used quite often. But yes, the Ultimate Game of the Year nominees have been revealed by the Golden Joystick Awards. And here is the list. Let's talk about them one by one. Reference, haven't played all these games. I don't know. I don't have an opinion on all of them. Some of them I have. I think maybe just one. Two. I've played two. I don't play a lot of new games as much. And most of the games I play that are kind of new are ones that are like not big AAA blockbuster ones. Let's put it that way. And the majority of these games that are going to be on here are like in the AAA blockbuster stuff. I tend to play the AAA blockbuster stuff the year after. So I catch up a year after. But I've played a couple of new games. But I've only played two. From this list, so I can't really form an opinion on most of this stuff. But nominee number one is Satisfactory. I know about Satisfactory. Some people may think, why is that here? It's been out for ages. It's been early access, guys. Come on. It's been early access for what I think is about 3-4 years at this point. Like, it's been in early access for a while. But it has come out officially this year. Two great reviews. Overwhelmingly positive reviews, and I'm sure people wouldn't complain too much about that. Very obvious nominee here is Astrobot. Probably, I think, potentially the actual game of the year, like the front runner. One of 2 or 3, I would say, is Astrobot. Again, I haven't played it. I have played the first Astrobot game, whatever it was called, that came with the PlayStation 5. It was the first thing I played because you get it for free, and it was actually quite fantastic. And it just goes, and I actually, now thinking about it, I think this is probably the front runner, because I feel like with what happened last year with Baldur's Gate winning Game of the Year and all that kind of stuff, it was such a different game, or such a fresh idea, or something not everyone was kind of chasing the same olds. And Astrobot was like a PlayStation game that was sort of something kind of new. It was like a happy accident, you know. Everyone saw how well received the first kind of game was that was technically free with a PlayStation, and they thought, hang on a minute, maybe we can make an actual game like a fully fledged game out of this. And they did, and it sold a lot, and it reviewed incredibly well. And I think, just given like that whole sort of scenario at Baldur's Gate last year, where it's like, oh my god, this game is so good that it's even better than the front runners that were like, had way more money, had a bigger name behind them, all that kind of stuff. I think PlayStation have hit a home run with Astrobot, if I'm being honest. I think that might be the favorite. Silent Hills 2 Remake is also on here. A game that I had no hope that it was actually going to be any good. I still haven't. This is not the one I've played. I haven't played Silent Hills 2 Remake. I don't know if I want to. There's some part of me it's a long story. Some part of me that's like, I kind of put it down so much, and then when it came out and people said, no, it's actually good, I'm sort of like, well, I don't want to seem wrong. I don't want to feel like I made a mistake here and thinking it wasn't going to be good, but apparently it is. I will play Silent Hill 2 remake one day and see what the fuss is all about. I'm intrigued by it, but yes, no surprise that's on here too. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 was one. I was going to make a video about this. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 sounds like, and I don't play Call of Duty Black Ops 6, but reception-wise, it sounded like, hey, this is better. And it was definitely one of the like highest, more positive Black Ops games that came out. And people seem to enjoy it quite a lot, like from what I could see, which is surprising. It wasn't, I don't think it was in like Game of the Year contention, which is why I'm like a bit like, huh? But having said that, this year, as we said, kind of at the start of the year and stuff, was always going to be one of those years where it's like, you're not going to get like a clear, obvious, oh, this is a huge game. That's not many of them anyways, as we did the year before, where it's going to be like, this is a potential Game of the Year contender even before it comes out. There's only a few of them this year. So this year has been a bit more quieter compared to last year. So maybe that's why it's in here. It's also weird there's 12 fucking nominees. That seems like an awful lot. But either way, Call of Duty Black Ops makes it in. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. This is potentially my Game of the Year, because this is one of the two I have played. And I'm a Final Fantasy VII absolute fanboy, if you know anything about me. And I did really like Rebirth. And yeah, not surprised that's here. That's 100% going to be a Game of the Year nominee for the actual Game Awards too, so not surprising that's there. Dragon Age: The Veilguard. Listen, I was actually going to make a video about the whole Dragon Age stuff that came out. If you don't know, I won't go into too much detail, but basically, reviewers reviewed it quite well, and then user scores were quite low, or people who weren't at major publications. People who weren't at major publications didn't review it as highly. There is a lot of drama around it, mainly because, and I was going to make a video about it. I'm going to keep this short and sweet, because my content officer, Turtle, who is my moderator for over on Twitch, basically told me probably not a good idea to make anything because it causes drama. And I was like, no, I'm going to make a video about it. I'm going to explain, give my opinion on it. But I've thought about it since he gave me that pep talk, and I've gone like, nah, I don't want to add fuel to the fire and stuff. But essentially, the game was, how do I put it? Was very, I don't want to say PC. It was very, the writing and the way characters acted especially was one of the problems that people had with it, where it felt a bit too, in a way, preachy about certain things, and taking a lot of like modern day topics to the point where it kind of ends up like ruining the experience for a lot of people. That's all I'm going to say about it. I have an opinion on it, but I'm going to keep it to myself. Metaphor ReFantasmo, which is the game that came from the makers of Persona 5 or Persona games. I really want to play this game. I am a massive Persona fan, and I've really liked the look of this game, and a lot of people said it's really good, and it's been really well reviewed. I do want to play this if I can before the end of the year. It might be my Christmas game. I think Silent Hills 2 and Metaphor might be my Christmas games. I'll play just during the Christmas holidays and stuff. I think so. Animal Well. Actually, I've played Animal Well. So I've played 3 games. Oh my God, I've played 3 games this year. Amazing. I have played Animal Well, actually. I played it on my PlayStation before that got shipped off because it was on PS Plus or something. I think it was on PS Plus. I played it anyway on there. Really good. It is by the makers of The Makers. It's done by the YouTuber Dunkey, who makes YouTube videos, funny YouTube videos, commentary videos and stuff. And he ended up opening a game studio. I might be paraphrasing here. I don't know all the details, but I'm just going off the top of my head. Opened up a game studio a couple of years ago, and this is the first game they made. Animal was really good. It's really good. It's best not to know much about the game, in my opinion. so I won't go into a lot of details, but like it's very fun indie title. I think definitely, yeah, it deserves to be on the list. Balatro. Wait a minute, I've played 4. I've played, wait, 1, 2, 4, 5. I've played 4 games this, oh my god, I've played 4 games this year, guys. As someone who talks about video games nearly every day on this channel now, I played 4 video games from this year. It's a miracle. Balatro. Holy shit, Balatro. Yeah, 100%. Balatro. I'm still addicted to Balatro. Balatro is like is a card game. Of course it is, because I love card games. That involves playing poker hands and also like a roguelike poker hand game. It's just mad. It is, if you love numbers and you love poker and you love cards and you love synergy, if you love the word synergy, if you love that, Balatro is amazing, and I still won't stop playing it to this day. I've played it throughout the entire year. I'm not going to stop playing it. I fucking love Balatro so much. Definitely deserves to be on there. Tekken 8, never played. I haven't played Tekken games since Tekken 2, so I can't give too much detail into that, but yeah, I guess it was good if it's on this list. But it's a Tekken game. You know, I don't really play fighting games in general. I find them to be a little bit boring for me. They're just people, I'm not going to say anything people get offended by. I just find them very samey, and I just, yeah, either way. Helldivers 2. I've played Helldivers 2. I joined when all the hate was happening, and and everyone didn't want to fight back. So I joined at the worst time, but now they're starting to put updates to kind of make it the way it was, or make it fun again, because they put out a bunch of updates people don't know that kind of made it not so fun. But now they're starting to rebuild it. We're having a rebuild success story here. Helldivers 2 is fun. It's great with people. I've played a couple of hours of it, but I've really enjoyed it, and it's great. Enjoyed it. And Black Myth Wukong is also surprise hit of the fucking year. Okay, if you don't know the story about this, because I mainly said it on my Twitch channel, go follow me on Twitch, by the way. The link is in the description below. I'm not streaming every week, but I do stream when I can. I was convinced that Black Myth Wukong was going to be terrible. No, I thought it was going to be really, really good, because I was blown away by the way the game looked, right? I was like, oh my god, this game looks insane. I saw that first trailer. I was like, what? And then I dug a little deeper, because sometimes your eyes can, you know, through, what's the phrase? Tinted speckled glasses? Tinted lens? Whatever that phrase is. I can't remember the entire thing. I just saw the trailer and immediately thought that's going to be good. Then I ended up looking up who made it, and the studio that made it never made a video game before. The games they made before were mobile games, and this was their first like proper AAA title. And then I immediately changed my opinion before the game came out and went, no, there's no way this is going to be like a huge success. And boy, was I wrong. This game did blow up, and a lot of people really, really enjoy this game, and I looked like a fool. Same with Silent Hills 2. I was just wrong this year. You'll see me at the end of the year when I do my hit and miss video, where it's a thing where I do at the start of every year, where I say if a game's going to be hit or miss before it even comes out. I did one at the start of the year, and I think, just in my mind, I probably have about 30% success rate this year. I've been terrible this year. I was much better last year, a little bit. But we'll also be doing hit or miss video as well when the new year arrives, so I can try and predict the 2025 games, which one's going to be hit or miss. But yeah, there is your list, everyone. That is your list of early game of the year contenders. What is your game of the year? Leave it in the comments below. Is there anything on this list that has been missed off that you think should be in there? I know a couple of people might say it's kind of a shame that Warhammer's not in there. Again, I haven't played Warhammer yet, even though I really want to, but a lot of people did really like Warhammer when reviewers didn't. And it does feel like this list especially is favoring kind of like review scores, like publicized companies like IGN and your GameSpot and stuff, rather than like a general feel. Because like Call of Duty's in there, Dragon Age is in there. I'm trying to think if there's anything else in there that might be No, okay, I think it's just those two. But I wonder if that's kind of how they base it on. Is more or less rather like proper published article people who make articles. I don't know how to speak today. I'm very tired. And rather than actual user reviews or people's kind of perception of the game when it actually did come out and people started playing it. I don't know. But there's your early contenders. Game Awards is next month. We'll talk about Game Awards a little bit later in a couple of weeks, and we'll talk in depth about that. But for now, here's your daily dose of the ultimate game of the year. What a name.